Video for assignment 79, math lesson 7.5. Today we're talking about the order of operations. Now, in your math message, you were asked to solve the problems at the top of journal page 222. Okay, open your journal to page 222 right now and take a look at what you did. Here's the problem. Robin asked her friends to help figure out how much money she needed to go to the movies. She asked her friends, how much is 4 plus 5 times 8? Francis and Zach said 72. Anne and Rick said 44. How did Francis and Zach get 72? In order to get 72, you would have to first add 4 plus 5. When you add 4 plus 5, you get 9, and then multiplying that times 8, 9 times 8 is 72. How did Anne and Rick get 44? Well, Anne and Rick first multiplied 5 times 8, and when they did that, they got 40. And then they did 4 plus 40 to get 44. Now, Robin's friends could not agree on who was right. Finally, Robin said, I need to buy one under 12 ticket for $4 and 5 adult tickets for $8. Then Robin's friends knew who was right. Who do you think was right? Make sure you have an explanation to this, okay? Be able to say who you think was right and why. You're going to have a chance to defend your case in class tomorrow. Now, sometimes problems can be tricky like that. Let's take this problem for example. 3 plus 4 times 2 equals what? Well, one person might say, I think the answer is 14. And another person might say, I think the answer is 11. You know, it's kind of ambiguous because we don't see any parentheses. So, do we know whether we should do 3 plus 4 first, then multiply by 2? Or should we do 4 times 2 first, and then do 3 plus whatever that is? Well, we actually have rules that we can follow that tell us the way to solve this problem. Okay? This is the way to solve this problem. We need to do the 4 times 2 first and get 8, then do 3 plus 8. So the correct answer is 11. We know that because we need to follow those rules that tell us what order we should do all of the operations. When there are no parentheses, we have to follow those rules. We're going to talk about what those rules are. But just to remember, what if you did want to add the 3 and 4 first? What do? That's when you use parentheses, right? You put the parentheses around the 3 plus 4, because parentheses mean do me first. Well, let's take a look at what those rules are. Okay? We call them the order of operations. Now, the order of operations work left to right still, but we have a certain order that things need to be solved in. I'm going to add one here that I see is missing. Okay? The first thing you do is whatever is in parentheses. Okay, remember we talked about parentheses mean do me first. The second thing we do is if there are any numbers that are written in exponential notation, if we have any exponents, we solve those and put those numbers in the standard notation. Third, we do multiplication and division, and if there's both multiplication and division, or if there's more than one, remember we work left to right. And then lastly, we do the addition and subtraction. And if there's both addition and subtraction, or if there's more than one, we work left to right. Let's take these and put these in your notes. Now, normally I have you go to your next clean page, but this time I would like you to go and add this part to the notes that we did in our last lesson about parentheses. Okay, so we're still talking about parentheses. So go to that page, please, and underneath your example from yesterday, put down order of operations, just like you see here. And we're going to add these notes to that page. Now, these are the rules that we must follow, okay? This is the order that we take care of our operations. Parentheses. Make sure you're writing all of this down. Then exponents. Then multiplication and division. Notice multiplication and division are on the same line. That's because they're equals. Multiplication and division are the same level, so we do those problems third, moving left to right. And then lastly, addition and subtraction. And again, addition and subtraction are equals. So if we have both or more than one, we work left to right. Could be subtraction first, then addition. Could be addition, then subtraction. Doesn't really matter. We just work left to right. Now, there are some useful tools to help us remember this order, okay? Sometimes you might hear people talk about PEMDAS. P-E-M-D-A-S. PEMDAS is just taking the first letter of each of these parts, okay? Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and it's just the word that it forms when we put PEMDAS together. So if you remember PEMDAS, that can help you remember the order. Another way we like to remember it is with the saying, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." And again, if you look at the first letter of each of those words, it tells you to remember parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. And really important to remember, work left to right with things at the same level, okay, or equal footing. So like after you've done all the parentheses, or if there's more than one set of parentheses, work left to right on them. Make sure you have all of this copied down before you continue forward with the video. Now let's take this problem as an example. Okay, we've got 42 divided by 3 minus 4 plus 2. And our 4 plus 2 is in parentheses. Well, we follow the order of operations all the time. So we need to do the parentheses part first. Okay, so 4 plus 2 is 6. So that part needs to get solved first. Now we've got 42 divided by 3 minus 6. Now, next in our order of operations is exponents. We don't have any. Then we move on to multiplication and division. Well, in this problem, we've got division. So we need to do 42 divided by 3 next. Okay, so what is 42 divided by 3? Figure that out. Did you get 14? Okay, so if this part is 14, now we need to do 14 minus 6. And the solution to that is 8. And that's how we would solve that problem. Now, I want you to pause this video and try these practice questions. Okay? Once you have the answers for 1, 2, 3, and 4, resume the video. Okay, now you should have solved these problems. Our first one is 4 times 3 plus 5. We need to do 3 plus 5 first, and we get 8. Then we do 4 times 8, which is 32. So did you get 32? If you did, good job of following the order for operations. In the second problem, we've got 2 sets of parentheses. Okay, so we're going to do them left to right. 6 minus 2 is 4. 7 plus 2 is 9. We don't have any exponents. We have multiplication. 4 times 9. And that's the last thing we have. So our answer is 36. Now in our third problem, we don't have any parentheses. We don't have any exponents. We do have some multiplication, so we need to do that first. 5 times 2 needs to be solved first, which is 10. Then we do our subtraction, 10 minus 10. So the answer for this problem is 0. And number 4, we don't have any parentheses, we don't have any exponents. We have division, which needs to be done next. 35 divided by 5 is 7. And then we have subtraction last. 7 minus 4 is 3. So those are the answers that you should have gotten for these problems. If you were able to get those answers, good job. If not, make sure you see where you went wrong. Okay, and again, in these problems, I want you to decide where do the parentheses need to go in order to be true sentences. Pause the video and figure that out, and then resume the video. Okay, so you should have decided where the parentheses go in these problems. Let's take a look at your work and see. Whoa. Okay, here are the correct answers that make these true number sentences. Check your work. And that ends video 79.